I think we're ready to start. So graduates, you ready? No, we can't wait anymore. So I'd like to begin just by welcoming everyone, in particular all the HASP students, their families, all the HASP staff, our invited guests, members of administration from both the middle school and the high school, Dr. Montesano, Ms. Bacher from the Board of Education, and of course, everyone else, all the other teachers who came down as well. So a question I get a lot is, how long has HASP been around? And just a few weeks ago, Jackie asked me, how long has HASP been around? And I said, oh, it started in the spring of 1985. Then Jackie said to me, were you director in the spring of 1985? And I said, Jackie, I was 8 years old in the spring of 19. So now HASP has been around for a long, long time, back when God was a boy. And I was not around for it. The longevity of HASP is certainly not a coincidence. It's always been a dedicated program with dedicated teachers and really amazing students. And while our demographic of students has continually changed over the 30-plus years, one thing has always remained the same, and that is this belief that the students have that they can achieve, and this belief that they know they can make it out of here, they know they can go on to bigger and better things, but they also know that they can really benefit and reach their potential in the program. This past year, we took our annual Broadway trip to go see the critically acclaimed play, Dear Evan Hansen, which some of you may have seen. And really an amazing performance. And one of the big takeaways we all got from the play was that no matter how invisible we may seem sometimes, all our stories are the same. All our stories are equal. They all have meaning. And I think we're going to see a lot of that today as we hear these coming-of-age stories from our 6 graduating seniors. This year was also a great year for the arts for the HASP senior class. They created their own video, possibly nominated for an Oscar. They made a documentary about HASP, and they submitted it to the National Alternative Education Association video contest, where we're happy to say it won honorable mention. Yes, complete with a cash prize for the seniors. So that was a nice added bonus. And that was also some incentive while they were making the video, too. They did an amazing job under the guidance of Mr. Scotch, and it was all them. If you haven't seen the video, just go to our website. It's on there. It's excellent. It's a short video. It does a great job portraying the program. In any event, in that video, there's actually a HASP graduation scene. And it's a stage scene. The 6 of them came down here, and they staged it, and we were part of it. And that was back, I think, in December. And in December, I said to them, I said, don't blink, because you're going to blink, and it's going to be the real deal. Anyway, here we are. So with that, I'd like to now turn it over to Mr. Scotch, who will lead us through the ceremony.
Okay, good morning, everyone. As I stand up here today and look over the graduating class, 2 distinct things come to mind. First is, when will someone finally build a short podium? I'm actually jealous of Melissa. She's got some high heels today. She's going to be taller than I am, and still hoping that platform shoes were in fashion. But secondly, but far more importantly, I know none of what happens today would be possible were it not for Mr. Smith. In our government these days, there's so many questions about who's leaking which bit of news to the press, but I today we'll go on record saying that whenever we have any of our highly classified, top-secret HASP advisory meetings, it is always Mr. Smith who is the champion of every student. In his continual faith, it is his continual faith in the kids and his undiminished energy, even as he approaches his old man years, that really serve as a model for the rest of the faculty of just what it means to be a teacher. So before I begin, if we could just take a moment to give him a well-deserved round of applause. Okay, so before I begin, I really have to give you a warning that during this speech I will swear. I thought a lot about this, but since I'm merely repeating what someone else said, and it's a famous person, I'm giving myself a bit of latitude to say what I would otherwise not in a public setting. And I've rationalized it even more by thinking what could be more appropriate than an English teacher quoting someone else. And not to mention, Mr. Smith said it was okay. So So last year around this time, a former student told me that she was going to give a graduation speech at NYU's Tisch School. That's the one for the performing arts. And she wanted me to come. It was a school day, and my obligations here at Hastings prevented me from going, but that night I Googled her speech to see how it went. What came up first was not my friend, but Robert De Niro from the year before, who delivered what is now considered one of Tisch's most famous speeches. He began with the traditional greeting, welcoming everyone, thanking everyone for coming, and then he spoke directly to the graduating class. "Congratulations on graduating," he said. "Now you're fucked." He went on to speak bluntly about what it means to be in the arts and how challenging it is to pursue your dreams in a world that often beats you up for those dreams and hopes and passions and pursuits. It was a funny and warm and rousing speech, none of which will be in my speech today. Mine actually comes from something that occurred that night when my former student gave her speech at NYU. My family was out and I was bored, so I went to find some dinner, and I did what I never do. I went to Chipotle. I was eating by myself off in a corner, just looking at some things on my phone, which, by the way, didn't feel as pathetic as it now sounds, when someone sat down way too close to me. I didn't want to look up, but of course I had to, and to my surprise, I was greeted by a familiar face grinning away at me. You guessed it, it was another HASP student, or another student, because it was something in the air that night, and it was, ironically, a HASP student. And while he was here, he had been quite the student. I'm not sure it was possible to have been more apathetic. Social interactions were his passion. Books and papers and tests, not so much. We chatted, and then he caught me up on everything that was new with him, and he said those fateful words. He said, "I'm working so hard in college now. I wish I had worked this hard in high school. Trying to get somewhere and do something after not working hard is really difficult." Then, of course, it was I who was grinning. That's not because he spoke about what all your teachers have told you for years, and so you've tuned it out. Yes, college will be difficult. Yes, growing up will be tough. Yes, you will come to see that you will be accountable for all that you do. De Niro wasn't lying when he said, "You're fucked." No, what I truly loved about this young man was that he had come to understand that you can, at any moment, become what you want to become. You can try, and then things will change. In other words, you may read your own history, but never forget that you can write your own future. There will be challenges in that effort, but I suspect you, the HASP graduates of 2017, will be making the same giant leaps in the future that you've made up to this point. And along the way, you'll be inspiring other people to be their best, doing what is in your heart, and becoming everything that you imagine. I wish I could say it was my track record of working with kids that will ensure this will come to pass, but that's not the case. The real reason I know this to be true is because of you, because of who you are. And even after only one semester of working with you guys, I know you are ready to live your lives fully, passionately, and justly. You're from the HASP program, after all. And that means you're stronger and more resilient than you have ever realized. And you've learned to negotiate life like few around you. So what I'm most excited about today is that I actually don't have to wait 15 years to hear what you have to say at graduation. We all get to hear it today. So, without further ado, we get to begin. I have no idea of where the order will be, nor do I know who will pass out first. So I'm hoping that we've got this straight. So we're going to start with Jackie, right? Yeah. Okay, we'll start with Jackie. So, first up is Jackie, who is as reserved and cautious as could be, but she tricks no one with that appearance, for she worked fearlessly and tirelessly all year, dedicated to the large and the small, always pushing herself to be her best, and always reaching it with a style and charisma that make even the most confident among us feel a tad bit jealous.
Oh boy. Okay. Can you guys hear me? I've kept the idea of this speech in the back of my mind since I joined HASP, and it has always made me nervous. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm still nervous. Jokes aside, joining HASP has really helped me, with not only my grades, but also my growth as a student. Freshman year was the beginning of my high school career. I was young and didn't see my grades as a big deal, so I didn't put in my best effort. Sophomore year, I continued to struggle with keeping my priorities straight. My main focus was on my social life and not my grades, which made joining HASP a must in my junior year. I'd like to thank Miss Edwards because without her help, I wouldn't have made the decision to join. Both Miss Edwards and Mr. Smith introduced me to HASP, explaining the many different aspects, including field trips, community meetings, and court, all of which take part in making HASP a family. People who were already in HASP would come up to me and tell me not only what they thought and liked about HASP, but how it has affected them. With that knowledge, I came to my final decision. I was going to join HASP, which in the end turned out to be the most beneficial choice of my high school career. When I first joined HASP, everyone was very welcoming, and I want to thank the people in my class for making me feel comfortable right from the start. I'd like to say a few words about my classmates. Melissa, even though you've been late almost every class, at least you made it here on time today. You're not afraid to express your feelings and tell people how you really feel, and I respect you for that. Go kill it at college. George, even though you're always quiet in class, you have always been so nice to everyone. You're going to do great at Hartford. Good luck. Maya, something that I admire about you is how caring you are. You always stand up for what you believe in and the people you love. This is one of the many qualities that I think will help you become a great nurse. Good luck at WestCon. Izzy, even though our time together in HASP wasn't long, I still enjoyed it, and I wish you nothing but the best for your future. Joe, a quality about you that I respect is that you always try to stay positive and find the humor in situations that aren't always easy, and that's a quality you should take with you to Buffalo. Go be the best that you can be. Buffalo is lucky to have you. Karen, I remember way back in 2nd grade when I was so jealous of you because you had Heelys and I didn't. Now here we are in senior year, and I'm jealous of you because you can pull off black hair and I can't. You've always been so nice to me, and I want to thank you for that. I can't wait to see where life brings you. I wish you the best of luck in whatever you do. Now, there are a few people I'd like to thank. Smitty, you are probably one of the most selfless people I know. You do so much for HASP and everyone in it. You're the source of what makes HASP a family, and I'd like to thank you for running such a great program and giving me the opportunity to be a part of it. Bob. Thank you for always being so supportive. You've been someone I could talk to about anything, and if I ever got bored in any of my classes, I knew I could always go visit you. You've helped me in so many ways with not only your advice, but just being there for me. Thank you for getting me a cake for my birthday and always buying me iced tea. You've always had my best interest at heart, and I thank you for that. So, I'm sure you guys all know the saying, better late than never. Well, Mr. Scotch, I know I'm just a little late, but I thought I should apologize for my constant complaining while we were reading that wonderful play you introduced us to called Hamlet. Anyway, I'd just like to thank you for helping me with my college essay and making it easy for me to talk to you. You may have only been my teacher for a semester, but in that one semester, you've helped me so much. Mom. Thank you so much for always being there for me. You do so much for me, and words can't express how truly grateful I am. You're such a strong, independent woman, and I aspire to be like you. Sorry for always worrying you and stressing you out. Don't worry, though. When I go to college, it only gets worse. Just kidding. I'll be just fine because you've prepared me for the real world, and I feel confident to grow as an individual in college, thanks to your unconditional love and parenting. Dad. You're one of the most hardworking people I know. No matter how bad your day was or how tired you are, I never hear you complain. Any job you've ever had has involved helping others. You're such a kind-hearted man. You've taught me how to overcome my obstacles and, more importantly, how to view life from a different perspective. I don't think I say it enough, but you're a great dad, and I love you. Lastly, I want to thank my friends. I am so blessed and happy to have such amazing people in my life. You guys have the biggest hearts, and I appreciate everything all of you do for me. Thank you for letting the past 4 years be full of some good-ass memories. College has got nothing on us. I love you guys. And to all the freshmen, I know everyone says this, but high school really does go by fast, so enjoy it while you can. Make memories, take risks, and remember that it's okay to make mistakes. Trust me, I've made plenty. So, although there has been many ups and downs throughout the past 4 years, I wouldn't change anything. Why? Because without those hardships, I wouldn't be who I am today. I really just want to say thank you to everyone here that has made the past 4 years 4 to remember, for making my senior year the fullest and best experience a girl could ask for. Thank you.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, next we have Karen. Karen, who throughout the fall semester repeatedly impressed me with her commitment to succeed. It couldn't get any stronger, I thought, and yet with subtle grace, she just easily and magically did better and better work each and every day. Karen.
It's not that bad. Okay. Hi, guys. Thank you for coming. I remember freshman year like it was just a few months ago. I can definitely say it was by far my favorite year. As the years go by, we learn and grow so much, especially as a family in HASP. Joining HASP freshman year was the best decision I made. I'm glad I joined when I did because I think everyone should have the experience of being a freshman and going to court and being called up for the first time. It's a great feeling being able to be a senior and run the community meetings. When I look at everyone in our class, it makes me so proud. Our HASP class has grown so much these past years. It feels like we're still freshmen in Mr. Hunt's class, making jokes with him and always getting sidetracked because DJ and Maya would always argue. It's crazy how we're all here presenting our speeches. I didn't even realize how fast this year would go by. I'd like to thank some of these amazing people that helped me get through this year. I'll start off by saying thank you to my beautiful classmates. Jackie. I remember when we used to hang out all the time and we made music videos. I literally laugh about that all the time. You're such a sweet girl. Thank you for always putting a smile on my face. I'm so glad you committed to Cortland and you're going to have such a great time there. Maya. I always think about the time you and Isabel went apple picking. We all became closer that day. I made these 2 friendships that I hope to keep for a long time. I hope nothing but the best for you. Have a good time at WestCon. You're going to do so good there. Melissa. We literally grew up together. We spent so much time together, we might as well be sisters. Everyone already thinks that anyways. It's crazy how we have no classes, but we've had, like next year, but we've always had a class since 1st grade. You're going to be an amazing person. I'm so proud of you. Joseph. You make me laugh so much, I don't even remember the last time we hung out and we didn't have one of our laughing episodes. I'm glad we became good friends. I'm going to miss hanging out with you when you go to Buffalo State. George. You're such a funny kid. I'm so happy you joined HASP. You joined HASP and you got along with us right away. I'm glad you did because we came closer. Isabel, you're my little nugget. You make the best out of everything and I love you so much for it. We're going to spend so much time together. I can't wait for more adventures. Mom, thank you for guiding me as I grow up and teaching me valuable lessons. You're amazing and I love you so much. I would have wrote more for you, but I didn't want to cry. Ms. Shaw. I was doing my schedule for next year, and I had a guidance counselor that reminded me just of you. She looked like you and everything. It made me happy knowing that I had someone there that reminded me of a person who helped me through so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Shaw. You're the best. Mr. Scotch, you're such a positive guy. Every time I see you in the hallways, you always have a smile on your face. You really taught me so much this year. Thank you so much. Smitty. I didn't write a lot for you either because I didn't want to cry. But I would never be where I'm at here today if it wasn't for you. I think it's amazing that you've run this program, and I'm forever grateful for that. Thank you so much for all the hard work you do for us. Hope is looking at tomorrow and imagining it even better than today. This program has given me everything I need to move on and succeed in the future, and I'm so thankful for that. Life is made up of small comings and goings, and for everything we take with us, there's something we leave behind. And I'm hoping to leave a lot behind in high school. Now that I get to start over, I want to make my tomorrows more rewarding. To my classmates, I'm so proud of every single one of you guys. I hope to keep in touch the next few years. I love you guys so much.
Wonderful job. Next is Melissa. To follow up on a theme, I too was worried that she would be late today, but I'm pleased that she's here. Melissa, who could never remember to capitalize the pronoun I in any of her papers, for months, despite my repeatedly reminding her, who could put on an air of indifference to anything academic, had such incredibly exciting depth to her thoughts. Remove the facade, and what you saw always was pure energy and intelligence and follow-through.
God damn. All right. I don't really know how to start these things, so I'm just gonna kind of jump in. All right. So my freshman year, I walked through these doors and I literally got silly string in my hair. Like a silly string, post notes, got yelled at by the upperclassmen. Like, but I also remember how bad academically my freshman year was, just simply because I didn't think school was for me. I joined HASP my freshman year, towards the end of my freshman year, and I thought this was a program where all the cool kids were at, and I was right. I met my second family in my freshman year, and I say family because we're actually a family. I want to start off by thanking you guys. Okay, I don't want to cry, so. All right. Maya. Even though you're not here today, DJ, thanks guys for welcoming me into HASP when I came late into the program. I remember when DJ and Maya used to fight all the time and throw rubber bands at each other. And this made my morning every morning, and thank you guys for making that year so humorous. I want to say thank you for Jackie for actually being there for me and being the quiet one in Smitty's class. Also, thanks for laughing at me that one time in McDonald's in 2nd grade when I got a rug burn. That was fun. But remember what I said, keep bouncing. You're going to be amazing at Cortland. Thank you, Joseph, for keeping the class entertaining with all your pauses in Smitty's class about the news story of the week. George, thanks for sending me my homework when I had the flu and strep. You're the real MVP. Wait, I lost my spot. Of course. Okay, I'll never forget that about you. I mean, Karen, you're next. We're literally, like you said, sisters. We're glued to the bone. Thanks for all the broccoli you fed me. And even though we have our ups and downs, we still bounce back. I can't wait to spend the next few years with you at college, and I can't wait to see the great things we're both going to accomplish this year. Miss Rudd. Mr. Scotch. I want to thank the both of you. Miss Rudd, thanks for getting us tickets to the Broadway show. That was awesome. You're such an amazing person, and you helped us grow a lot last year, and I want to thank you for that. Mr. Scotch, I literally heard you on my shoulder to space out my paragraphs and write capital letters in the speech, so I want to thank you. I swear, you guys, like, I deadass heard him in my ear, like, he was like, you're awesome. Keep being you, Scotch. All right. Next, I want to thank Miss Rouse. Thanks for making trigonometry so fun for me and helping me understand it because I never really liked math. You also taught me how to take care of my tattoos. Keep being you. The middle school. The middle school is so lucky to have you. I want to thank Mr. Smith, not only because you've literally been there since the beginning, but just because you're so awesome. I could come to you about anything and you would be there. You're literally making me cry right now. Okay. I love this program and keep it amazing. Lastly, I want to thank the most important people in my life right now. Mom, Dad, Tani. I don't think I would be here up giving this speech if it wasn't for all the support and love I get every single day from you guys. Thanks for all the unconditional love because I finally made it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not sure whether to be flattered or not. I don't know what it means to be dead ass in someone's ear. But I'll take it as a compliment. Okay, next we have Joe, who I didn't think I was able to unsettle once this year, despite my best efforts, and his being in 2 different classes with me. Joe, whom you could always count on to do his best, would always reward you for that trust by doing not only his best, but 1 bit better.
Okay. These past few years, I've learned so many things, and not just the school curriculum. I've learned what failure feels like, and I've learned what it feels like to succeed, and I've become a better person because of it. I remember the first day I walked into HASP, we were in 9th grade English with Miss Rudd. It was a strange feeling because I felt new all over again, and I'd seen all these faces in school. I don't really remember much about the actual class, but I do remember wanting Maya and Isabel's huge Dunkin' Cooladas. But soon these strangers grew to be my family, our HASP family, and just like families do, we stick up for each other. So to all the HASP teachers, I would like to say thank you, and I'm sorry. I'm saying sorry because whenever any HASP kid would get yelled at, the rest of us would go to extreme lengths to back that person up, even if we knew they were kind of wrong. We have had so many ups and downs, but when you really think of it, we've only really had a lot of ups. So, I want to thank the whole HASP fam individually, starting with Maya. Thank you so much for being such a good friend and always making my morning better with your complaining. Karen, thanks for all the fun times we had. Also, your house is definitely haunted, so be careful. George, thank you for being the other guy in the room and giving me looks every time they'd say something stupid. You're really funny. Jackie, thank you for all the fun memories we had together. I definitely won't forget them. Melissa, thank you for always making me laugh with your comments in class. You're really hilarious. Okay, but this HASP fam would not survive without Smitty or Mr. Smith. Smitty, I cannot thank Papa Smith. I cannot thank you enough for letting me be a part of this program. I will never take that lightly. Even though we get into little arguments all the time, you truly are amazing, and I won't forget that. Also, I want to thank Miss Rudd, Mr. Scotch, and Miss Walters, the English gang, for always doing as much as they can for us. You guys are amazing. I also want to thank Miss Atanasio for being the best history teacher and always letting us debrief for the first few minutes of class. But above all, I want to thank the history department for that time me and Maya didn't pass the Regent sophomore year. And then the whole entire junior year, they were like, let's do little meetings. We meet like every day after school. And then we finally passed it, and they were so excited when we walked down the hallway. They all came out of the history room, and they were like, you passed. I don't know. It was a highlight of my high school career, and I thank you guys so much for that. Next is my parents. They're the whole reason I'm here, literally. Mom, Dad, I cannot give you enough thanks for dealing with me for the past 17 years and raising me to be the person I am today. I love you guys so much. To my friends, you guys know who you are. I wanted to thank you for always being by my side and not killing me for being so annoying. I love you so much. I just want to end my speech by saying high school is tough. This year was tough, and I guess life is tough. But that doesn't matter because although life is, you can get dragged down by it. You can get dragged down by all the baggage that comes with life. Thank you for all my friends who helped lift my baggage and to all the people who weighed on it. I wouldn't be the person I would today if you didn't. So thank you guys so much for a hell of a ride. Peace out, high school.
Thank you, Joe. Wonderful. Second last is Maya. Maya, who made it clear once or twice that there was a shoe sale happening that was perhaps significantly more important than my class, but who nevertheless would no doubt give you those very shoes if you needed them. She could always be counted on to think and work at a level that would make any parent weep with joy.
Okay. These past 4 years at Hastings High School has shaped me to become the person I am today, but most importantly, the HASP program. I've grown and matured so much over these past years, and I have HASP to thank for that. Let's take a little blast to the past. Freshman year, coming into the program, I was beyond nervous to start HASP classes because I was shy, awkward, and I didn't really know what to expect. Even back then, the idea of calling Smitty felt weird and uncomfortable to me, but I remember my first day of classes, I was giving such a nice welcome, and I'll never forget the seniors and teachers who encouraged me to join HASP. Sophomore year. This is the year I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone. I began to try to find who I was. I got into a little bit of trouble doing that. Sorry, Mom and Dad. And to be honest, I was a little immature at the beginning. But as the year went on, I began to grow up, find myself, and realize the importance of school and being surrounded by good people. Sophomore year was by far the best year of high school for me, and I learned so much, and I'll always look back on it and remember the good times I had. Junior year. This is really the year I got myself together. I was told it was the year that colleges look at most, and it really hit me that if I wanted to leave Hastings, I had to make sure my grades were excellent. Junior year was the year of the best grades I ever had, and some of my favorite classes too. I started to open up and talk to more people, and I'm so happy for that because the friends I made junior year are the friends I know I'll have for a lifetime. Here it is, senior year. I'm standing in front of all of you, and Smitty was right. It came faster than I thought. I can now say that calling Smitty Mr. Smith would just be flat out weird. I'm mature and I'm outgoing, and I don't get into trouble anymore. At least I try not to. I'm committed to Western Connecticut State University as a nursing major, which is ranked #1 in the state for nursing. I'll be going there in the fall, and I could not be any more excited. I want to thank the people who helped me over these years for believing in me, caring about me, and seeing my true potential. Without you, none of my accomplishments would be possible. Smitty, thank you so much for everything you do. This program means everything to me. I want to thank you for being the best teacher ever the past 2 years. I've learned so much from you. I don't even think I would have enough time to thank you for everything you've done, but I want you to know that I admire the hard work you put into this program, and it never goes unnoticed. I appreciate the little things you do as well, like driving to Dunkin' in the morning to get us donuts for community meeting, planning fun field trips, and just generally caring about every single one of us. You're the best. We definitely need to take a selfie. Miss Rudd, I see a little bit of myself in you because you're just so badass and a little sassy. You're a little sassy and intimidating, but honestly, I love that about you, and I think you're such a powerful, inspirational woman. I really enjoyed your English class, both freshman and junior year. You are so sweet. If there was a problem between any students or teachers, you would always try your best to resolve it, and I just loved the content of your class. You made reading and watching plays so enjoyable. Miss Rouse, where are you, Miss Rouse? Hi. You were so sweet. You're such a sweetheart, and you were literally the only teacher that helped me understand math. You would sit with me during AAS and help me study, make flashcards, go over what I got wrong on quizzes and tests, and spend time with me after school. You were literally the reason I passed geometry. I appreciate you so much, and I love seeing you in the hallways. You are always so happy and smiley and just always put me in a good mood. Mr. Scotch, thanks for helping me go over my college essay and reassuring me to stop worrying and stressing out about the college process. You made my English class fun, and I feel like we've had some really good and interesting conversations in that class. Bob and Miss Fee, you guys rock. I loved community service. I don't think Miss Fee is here today, but I love you so much, and you are so funny and sweet, and we literally had the best time together. Thank you for always being there for me with open arms and giving the best advice. You're definitely like a big sister to me. Mom, you are my best friend and the most amazing, hard-working woman. You deserve the world. I love you so much, Mom. Thanks for always supporting me and making me feel loved. You really are my best friend, and I can come to you with anything and not feel judged. And you'll always be your little girl. Also, thanks for making some of the most bomb food ever. I'm going to miss your cooking so much. I love you. Dad, we have had our ups and downs, but I don't think I tell you how much I appreciate you. Thank you for spending countless hours on the phone with different colleges, coming to tour them with me, and making sure I have the best experience possible. I really hope I can make you proud. I'll miss your lame jokes next year. Isabel, I love you so much, even though we fight over the stupidest things, like when I come home and you're wearing my pants and my lipstick. I'm so proud of the person you've become. The world gives you so much pain, and here you are making gold out of it. There's no one else I'd rather fight with about sharing clothes. To my friends, Joseph, You are the best person ever, and you're always so fun to be around. I can always count on you to make me smile. I'm gonna miss you. Caitlin. Where are you, Caitlin? Hi. You are literally the only person who 100% gets me. I can be around you 24/7 and never get tired of you. I love you. Natalie. Hi, babe. You're so cute. You are such an amazing person, and you have the sweetest soul in the whole entire world. You are always making me laugh, and I love that about you. Tulane is so lucky to have you. Tina. Where are you, Tina? I love you so much. I love that we are always bonding and, I love bonding about how excited we are to start nursing, and I love how passionate you are about it. You make me so motivated, and I can't wait till we have the little RN next to our names. You are going to be such a good nurse. Miranda, you may be the cutest, most nicest girl I've ever met, and I'm envious of your fashion choices. You always know how to make any outfit look good. I can't wait to come visit you and Tina at Stony Brook. You guys are my best friends, and even though some of us are farther away than others, I know we will make the best time to see each other. Our friendship will last forever. To my fellow classmates, I'll miss you guys so much. You guys are the sweetest people ever. I loved coming in every morning and seeing your faces. I'm going to miss that. The past 4 years has been amazing, and I can't see what the next 4 bring you. All of you are going to do amazing things, and the best is yet to come. We made it.
Thank you very much. No one's passed out yet, which is great news. So it's up to you, George. All right. So last but not least is George. George, who can write an entire superb and, might I say, award-winning movie script in one night after saying just the day before that he was paralyzed with fear about writing because he had no idea what he was doing. The same George, who with his hidden and vast knowledge can converse intelligently on almost any topic. Who better to bring closure to the speeches than George, who throughout the year helped us all unleash our inner star.
You had to hype me up like that. I volunteered to go last for one reason, and that reason is that my speech is the best out of all of them. No. No one else wanted to, so I stepped up and I took the bullet. But it's kind of not fair that you guys just nailed it, and then you set the bar here, and I'm just going to end up like right here, and it's going to be bad. A lot of people said thank you, but I feel like I have to start by saying sorry to a lot of people. I'm sorry for all my freshman and sophomore teachers who had the misfortune of having to teach me. I was a kid who thought that homework was beneath me. I tried to give 100% in class, but once I got out at 3:15, it was over. To all my junior and senior teachers who are here and are hearing that statement and said nothing has changed, I'm sorry, Mr. Scotch. I promise I'll get that essay in next class. I'm sorry to Mr. Hunt for not getting that research paper done. I always thought that it would be a funny idea to do one as a prank and hand it in and see if you'd grade it. But my flash drive broke, so it didn't save the file. So maybe when I'm 30, I'll write one for you. And if I procrastinate till that, then I don't know what to say anymore. Hold on, I lost my spot. Great. Finally, I would like to say sorry to Smitty, Miss Shaw, Miss Antanasio, Mr. Abrams, and my mom. The 5 of you did your best all of my sophomore year to kick my ass to get me to join HASP, but I ignored you because of the unfortunate stigma that HASP has, and it wasn't until I joined HASP that I knew that stigma was farly incorrect, and I had to suffer through it. I'm sorry if those sorries took too long. And I'm sorry for saying sorry too much. Sorry. Time for some thank yous. Thank you, Smitty, for running the HASP program and everything that you do. I would definitely not graduate without you, and I'm very grateful. Thank you to Ms. Shaw for everything, for showing me what HASP is and for guiding me on my college path and helping me every step of the way. Every time I would stop in, not scheduled an appointment, and I'd ask a question, she would always be so welcoming. So thank you. Thank you to Mr. Willie for your 2 electives that I took in last year. Those were the best classes ever because they were just so great with all the friends that I had in there. Thank you, Ricky, for helping me as well on my college path. I would always ask him at what part has he done yet, and then I would compare it to myself who has done nothing, and then stress out even more. So thank you, Ricky. Thank you to all the sophomores and Miss V for being the best show ever in Computer Lab A during lunch. I had so many laughs, and I'll always remember it. Thank you so much. Kaden, you're out for the rest of the month. I would like to thank my parents who couldn't be here because they had work, but I know they're going to watch it later. Thank you for dealing with all my crap for the last 17 years. I don't know how you deal with it. I don't know if I would have the patience that you guys have, so thank you. I would like to thank Mr. Rubino for the amazing 3 years of music theory. I'll always remember every chocolate milk party that we had. It was always fun. Thank you, and to the biggest thank you, to Bob Galinsky for finding me in my study hall freshman year, sitting alone, and brought me to do community service. I will always remember how to change a printer cartridge. Thank you for making me join Yem Club as well. I met so many of my friends who are upperclassmen, and they helped me get through my my freshman and sophomore years, even though, as previously stated, those were horrible. Thank you so much for everything that you do, for all the kids that you've taught. I'll always remember that, and thank you. P.S. Yem Club car wash coming up soon. Be there. So the HASP kids agreed that we'd say stuff about each other. And if you didn't know that my social life entails me going home and playing video games, so I don't have the best memories of like going to a party and hanging out with all these people. But I do have my classroom memories with them, so I'd like to talk about those for a second. Thank you to Joe and Maya for being great role models for me when I joined HASP in junior year. I looked up to you two, and you guys showed me what it meant to be a real HASP student, so thank you. Thank you, Jackie, for joining junior year with me. I was so nervous to join, and then Smitty said that we have 2 new students, and then my heart had so much relief, so thank you so much. Thank you, Melissa, Karen, for helping me adjust to this new HASP life. You'd always come to me after class and be like, how are you enjoying it? Are you fitting in well? And I always appreciated that. So thank you so much. And thank you to all of you for welcoming me into HASP. So as the last, oh, I'm sorry. I know. I'm still talking. So as the last person, I kind of felt like I had to leave on something rememberable. So I came up with some advice. From my own failures, do your homework, please. It will kill you. Just do it. I'm a living example of that. It's not gonna do well if you procrastinate. So just, and I would like to, my personal life statement has always been, do your work, but have fun doing it. Your life is so short that you have to have fun and spend time with everyone that you care about and live life to the fullest. I hope all of you have fun in your future endeavors. And before I finish up, I would like to wrap up by letting all my HASP students come up. And I would let Maya take it away.
Okay, so we wanted to get Smitty a little something just because, like, he's done so much for us, and it's just a little goodbye gift because he really helped us for, like, the past 4 years, and we want to send him away with something that, a little, like, thoughtful gift. So, yeah. We got you. You know you love your teas. There's, like, 2 Tijuana sets, and then a few of us got some mugs from our colleges. And we got you cookies because we know you like your cookies.
I'll give all hands later.
So that's the end of my bit. Got you. So I want to thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a great summer. Thank you.
Didn't expect that. Oh, that kind of got me. Thank you. I thank you. Yeah, I'm fighting the tears. Okay. I just want to give a few closing remarks. And I'll start by saying thanks for keeping it clean, unlike Mr. Scotch. Yeah, I'm glad there were some mature people giving speeches today. HASP graduation never gets old. People always tell me that. It never gets old, right? We live in a disposable society where it's always, everything's, Snapchat, Instagram, everything keeps, new iPhone coming out this fall, right? We're always on to the next bigger and better thing. But HASP graduation never gets old, very simply because the story changes every year. And the 6 unique storylines that we heard this year are just really, really amazing. And I've said it many times before, but the HASP graduation ceremony is really the polar opposite in many ways of the big graduation ceremony in June. And I've even toyed with the idea of changing the name of it, right? Not to get caught up in semantics, but this is more than a graduation ceremony, right? This isn't a keynote speaker. You didn't come here to hear me, and certainly not Mr. Scotch. Give them. Sorry, I can't. I'm sorry. Just another day in HASP. Right, we're not giving cliche messages of follow your dreams and all that. But we hear from you, right? We hear about what you guys have done, what you guys have overcome, and you're sharing with us, and it really gives us this great moment of closure, especially for yourselves, right? You guys realize you're on the cusp of something much bigger than you, and acknowledging that. And the fact that HASP played a part in getting you there, has gotten you there, can't make us prouder, certainly as teachers. So before I get on to talk specifically about each of you, which I plan on, last summer I was talking to an old college friend, and we were talking about our own college graduation ceremony, and we could not remember who our keynote speaker was. I'm not that old, but it wasn't that long ago, but we couldn't remember who our keynote speaker was. And we were talking about graduation. I was trying to, what do I remember for that day? What do I remember for my own college graduation day? I remember the shirt I was wearing underneath my cap and gown, and I remember the CD I put on that morning when I was getting ready. So why am I telling you guys this? The point is, you might not remember every little thing, but there'll be little things that will stick. And today might be a simple gesture, it might be a comment, it might be the way somebody looked at you, or something that is going to stick with you and is going to have meaning for you. So what I want to do is tell you, each of you, what I've learned from you, with the hope that one day, many years from now, you say, oh yeah, Smitty said that about me. Or maybe you'll think about it every now and then. Because one of the most, I think, underrated things in teaching is what teachers learn from their students, right? We learn a hell of a lot from you guys. And some of those things really make us who we are as well. So let me tell you what I've learned from each of you. Jackie, you've taught me courage, and you alluded to it a little bit. I know when you applied to HASP, I've never met anybody who was so convinced that this was going to be good for you. And you even told me that other people said things and you didn't care. And I was so impressed. I was so impressed that this young lady says, I want to achieve, and I know this program will be good for me. I don't care what other people say. That absolutely floored me. And here we are a couple years later, and she's off to SUNY Cortland next year, pursuing what she wants to pursue. Melissa, you've taught me people can change. If anyone knew Melissa in 9th grade, Miss Hardesty put in her retirement papers when Melissa came into the high school. She withdrew them, but jokes aside, I can't believe that you've had a wonderful year. You have a full-time job practically. You're going to college, and if you knew her in 9th grade, it was so different. And it's not just, oh, she grew up. She wanted it. She wanted it to change, and has really impressed us. Karen, you've taught me resilience. If anyone has ever had a reason to walk away, it was Karen. And she alluded to some of the things, but she's had plenty of reasons just to walk out of high school and never look back. And she knows that. And you're going to get me with this one, Karen. And it's been encouraging, and it has not been an easy road. And the fact that she's up here today with her eye on what she wants and acknowledging that, that she can make a difference, that she can achieve is really wonderful. So thanks, Karen, for that. George, you've taught me the importance of consistency. George is our lighthouse, basically. He's our rock in the class. And I think we saw that just a few minutes ago in his final speech. He's the one that kind of keeps everyone level. And that's a really special quality. So thank you, George, for that. Maya, it's funny, you alluded, Mr. Scotch alluded to it in the beginning as well. You've taught me the value of friendship. And for those of you that know Maya, she epitomizes unconditional love to the people that she knows. And just last week, she was saying to me, she's like, Smitty, aren't you proud? All of us have our shit together. So close, so close. She said we all have our act together. We're all set with colleges. We're going. And she was so genuine. And it wasn't just like, oh, look at me, I'm following my dream. I got into this school. It wasn't that. It was look at all of us. And it was so genuine. And I remember thinking afterwards, and after that conversation, like, man, this kid has her act together. And that idea of unconditional love she epitomizes has been wonderful over the last 4 years. So thank you, Maya. And finally, Joe, you've taught me the value of a genuine smile. And for those of you that know Joe, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Joe has this smile that is radiant, that lights up a room, and it's real. It's not fake. So many people are phony, and you're not. You are the real deal. And like I said, those of you that know them know exactly what I'm talking about. And you remind me how important it is to smile. And I know it's so underrated, but you're that guy. So thank you, Joe. So with that, I'd like to wrap up the ceremony now, and just a few more thank yous now that I've officially thanked all of our graduates. I just want to offer a few more thank yous just from the program and for making this day possible. For making the day possible, it's the support of Buildings and Grounds and Mr. Theodole, who's running our video, and Ms. Genauer, who's here for PR, and Mr. Jesse Merchant, who's barbecuing for us today. So without them, this day would not be possible. On a larger level, HASP is a wonderful program, but the foundation of HASP rests in the community. And the unwavering support of the administration in the high school, Mr. A, Ms. Hardesty, and in the middle school with Ms. Kipper and Mr. Keogh, HASP is able to thrive. On an even higher level, it's the administration embodied by Dr. Montesano and our Board of Education and Ms. Bacher, who's been to probably a dozen of these ceremonies over the years. I still cry. I know, right? Never gets old. And the entire Board of Ed, who's always supported us. A big shout out to the PTSA as well. The PTSA has been so wonderful to HASP over the years, and every year, they're always so wonderful to us. And I want to conclude the ceremony with one final short story that I think really illustrates what HASP is about, if you haven't gotten it already. And it's also a farewell to Dr. Montesano, who's leaving, and it's a thank you to him for his support over the last few years that he's been here. So first off, thank you, Dr. Montesano, for your... And the short story I'll tell about Dr. Montesano, I think, is a great way to end. Dr. Montesano's first HASP graduation ceremony, we had a student deliver a speech that was extremely vulgar, And it was great. It was a great speech, but it was rather shocking. And after the ceremony, after the barbecue, I ran down to Dr. Montesano's office. I'm like, oh my God, the new superintendent's going to be like, what's going on with this program? And I remember going to his office, and I started to profusely apologize, and that's not what we're about. And he was like, well, what are you talking about? He's like, that was awesome. And yeah, and he was so genuine. And his response was, he's like, Greg, don't you get it? Like, if it wasn't for that program, that kid wouldn't be graduating. And like right there, I'm like, there's no learning curve. He got it. He got it. And he understood the program. And it's been wonderful having him as superintendent and working and having the program under him. So with that story, thank you all for coming, and enjoy the day. Thanks.